If you don't know what Vines are, they are 6-second funny videos like this one.
Is there anything better than see? Yes, a really good book.
I think that just says it all. And in this video, I'm gonna be recommending books based on Vines. So when I told my housemate that I was going to do a recommendation video based on Vines, she was like, oh my gosh, like, I have the perfect shirt for that. And she ran to her closet and she pulled out this one. Yes, a really good book. And she was like, you have to wear this for the video. So thank you to my housemate for letting me wear your perfect shirt for this video. This video is actually inspired by a video from Meg with Books because she made a video book recommendation based on memes and I loved that video. I will link it up there. I highly recommend you watch that video. She did it based on memes and when I saw that I just immediately thought, oh my gosh, I have to do this. But then with Vines. So that's what we're gonna do today. I have a bunch of them all in my trusted bullet journal. Okay, first we have this Vine.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
And for that one, I'm gonna be recommending a book with a character called Daniel. I think if you've been watching my channel, you know which book I'm gonna pull out right now. Damn, Daniel. One of the main characters in this book is called Daniel. Well, they call him Darlington because his name is Daniel Arlington. And he is like the most precious character. And also I just need an excuse to recommend this book. Ninth House is just a fantastic dark academia book with secret societies, a university, fantastical elements, a lot of dark stuff happening. If you want to read a book about a girl who has to monitor these secret societies when there's like a murder happening at university, wonderful. Just chef's kiss. The next recommendation is based on this Vine.
All these ghosts, and I still can't find a boo.
I love this one so much. All these ghosts, and I still can't find a boo. I think in my life I've read 2 series that include ghosts. And one of them is City of Ghosts by V. Schwab, which I actually was kind of disappointed by. And the other one is the Lockwood & Co. series, which I've talked about a lot. But it's basically a middle grade series with ghosts, with the idea that in London there are a lot of ghosts and children are the only people that can see them. So you have all these guilds of ghost busters, ghost hunters, that are just a bunch of teens hunting ghosts, and it's so much fun. And it also ties in with the I still can't find a boo guide because this is a middle grade, so we don't really get a romance, which is a shame because I really shipped like 2 characters and I was like, I need to get their romance, but you know, it's middle grade, so you know you're not really gonna get anything. But in general, this was a fantastic book. I read the last 3 books in 3 days because it's so binge worthy. It's great. The next book is based on this Vine.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
For a book with a character that likes to lie a lot, I recommend My Sister Rosa by Justine Labesche. This is about a dude who has a 7-year-old sister who is basically a psychopath. And it's just fantastic to read about how she finds all these loopholes. Like, she's told that she's not allowed to lie, but she's just so good at finding ways of omitting the truth or saying like half-truths. This book is really great if you just kind of like reading about the mind of a psychopath and all the weird things they do to just still pass as good, but still actually do really bad things. Then we have a recommendation based on this Vine.
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Of course I had to think of a book where 2 characters are roommates. For this one, I'm going to be recommending If We Were Villains by ML Rio. Oh my god. This is a Shakespeare-inspired novel about a bunch of kids. It's also dark academia at like this theater academy, and they play Shakespeare plays, but then one of them dies and they're trying to cover it up so that no one suspects them of murder. And it's just a wonderful book about ambition. The dynamics between the characters is what makes this book shine, and there's like a beautiful, just wonderful dynamic between our main character and his roommates. They start off as friends, but then there's also rivalry happening, and you're just kind of trying to figure out what's going on between these 2, and there's just the dynamic between those 2 is just so precious. And then we have the 5th Vine.
So basically, what I was thinking of was, oh fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
I love this one. It's so stupid. Oh, I can't believe you've done this. He would definitely not be accepted in the theater school of If We Were Villains. For this one, I'm going to recommend my favorite book, and that is Vicious by V. Schwab. This is a fantastic, fantastic book about rivalry between two, I wanted to say kids, but they're not kids, between two students at university who are going to write their thesis about the idea that you can gain superpowers from being in near-death experiences. And you also simultaneously follow a timeline in the future where they have become like arch enemies and they're trying to kill each other, whereas in the present timeline they're still like really great friends. Oh, it's so good! I feel like the main character, Victor, would kind of say this to his friend turned arch enemy Eli, like, oh, I can't believe you've done this, you know, like, what are you doing? Okay, so the next few vines that I'm going to show you all remind me of main characters from one book that I want to recommend. So I'm going to show them to you and you can guess which book I'm trying to talk about. So each vine reminds me of one character from this book.
Next time you fucking put a hand on me, I'ma fucking rip your face off, bitch. What did he do to him? Cause he fucking pushed me.
Can I get a waffle? Can I please get a waffle?
Jared, could you read number 23 for the class?
No, I cannot. What up? I'm Jared, I'm 19, and I never fucking learned how to read.
Did she guess it? So, the series that I'm talking about, that all these vines remind me of characters of, is The Six of Crows duology. Of course. I can't make a recommendation video without talking about these books. This is just the best book with fantasy elements, dark themes, wonderful characters, a heist. If you haven't picked this book up yet, I don't know what to tell you to do it, but let me just explain the vines to you. So the first one I showed you reminds me of Kaz Brecker, our main character, who is very just mean and he will do anything. If you wrong him, he will rip your face out because you pushed him. The other one is obviously Nina, our girl who loves waffles. She will do anything just to get her waffles, and I respect her for that. So the you better stop reminds me of Jesper, because I feel like he would do something like it. He would do something so reckless, like lighting deodorant on fire. And then the last one, I'm like, hi, I'm Jared, I'm 19, and I never learned how to read. That's Wylan. You know why. Poor Wylan. Wylan does not have a perspective in this one, but he does in Crooked Kingdom, and he actually became my favorite character. I really relate to him in a way, and also I just love him. He's such a precious, precious little cinnamon roll. Then the next vine.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia...
And this vine just screams. It just screams Hermione from Harry Potter. And I actually have read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, so I can recommend a Harry Potter book to you. I know pretty much everyone has already read Harry Potter, but it's just the fun of this video is just kind of linking the vines with characters in certain books, and I feel like this vine is just perfect Hermione and her know-it-all behavior. Like, I could see her say this. Next up. Look at this graph! For this one I'm gonna take it quite literally and just choose a book with a lot of graphs in it. I've chosen Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. This is a non-fiction book that includes a lot of, let me just find one. Graph. Oh, the word graph's starting to sound really weird now. Anyway, this is a non-fiction book by Daniel Kahneman, who is a Nobel Prize winner for economic psychology. So if you like to learn about decision making, how your intuition and like your rational thinking are in conflict with each other, this is a really great book. I listened to it on audio and I can tell you I really missed the graphs because I couldn't see them through the audiobook. So that's why I also bought a copy so I can actually look at the graphs. Look at this graph. Next up.
The prophecy is true.
This Vine kind of sums up my experience with reading The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi, because when you read this it feels like you're just thrown into the galaxy, because most of this book is mostly just beautiful, wonderful descriptions and imagery. There are secret gardens, flowers of glass and mirrors that lead to other realms. It's beautiful. It's like you're going on this like magical galaxy trip. I really like those kind of stories, so if you have other types of books that feel the same, I already had people recommend The Star-Touched Queen to me. If you have any other recommendations, I would gladly hear so. Next up.
Oh hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
So this one reminded me of one of the few 5-star rates that I had this year, and that is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine, a contemporary novel that completely blew me away because I normally don't like contemporary novels. It's about Eleanor and she's kind of a piece of garbage, or at least that's kind of the vibe that the beginning of this book gives off. She's just doing the same thing every day, drinking in the weekends, working through the weekdays. She doesn't really have any friends, she just lives alone. It's just very just simple, easy, kind of boring life. And it's just a story about her growth as a person, and it's beautiful. It's a wonderful story. So for this one, I'm recommending an entire series because this kind of sums up my experience with reading the Rebel of the Sands series. I don't have the first book, but the first book, it's good. It's just not amazing. It's just, you know, a 3-star read. And then you read the second and the third book and you're just like, The second and the third book in the series are just way better and amazing, and I love this series. It's one of the most fun and entertaining YA series that I've ever read. So if you want to read a fantasy story that is inspired by Arabian culture, if you just want to have a lot of action, a main character that's a gunslinger, then I highly recommend checking out these books. Next up.
You ready to fucking die?
No, yeah, I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me.
This one reminds me of one of the main characters of The Savage Song by V. Schwab. This is a story about morally grayness, basically. It's a city where monsters and humans are kind of fighting each other, and we follow on the one hand a monster who just wants to be good and a human who wants to be a bad bitch you can't kill, which is Kate Harker. It's a story that really explores the idea of moral grayness through the characters' internal feelings and a lot of character growth, and I think this is a really good book, so. And then the last one.
I don't need friends, they disappoint me.
This one reminds me of like the one thing that I don't like about the book that I'm going to recommend, and that is The Children of Blood and Bone, which in itself is a fantastic fantasy story that is inspired by Nigerian culture. It's about a world where magic is prohibited and we follow our main characters trying to bring magic back. It's wonderful. I love it. It's a fantastic book, except for the love interest, Inan, who is basically a Zuko ripoff. It was just like they tried to recreate Zuko, but they failed. And he is that kind of just like broody villain character. And I could see him saying like, oh, I don't need friends. They disappoint me. Other than him, this book is fantastic. And I recommend it to everyone if you haven't read it already, because it's like super popular. And then I also have a few that just remind me of certain characters that I don't recommend necessarily. So the first one is this.
I thought you were bae. Turns out you're just fam. Bruh.
And like, it's City of Bones. If you know, you know. If you read the book, you know what I'm talking about. And then the other one is this one.
Hey Darren. What's up, bitch? Stop. Bitch.
Which just reminded me of every single like old school YA paranormal book ever, you know, in that time where all the romances were still like bad boy love interests that were just super mean to the main character, and the main character would just be like, oh my god, love it. So just really reminded me of that, and I thought that's beautiful. And those are all the books that I want to recommend to you based on Vines. I hope you got some good recommendations. I talked about a lot of them, but the most fun was just in finding matches between great Vines and great books. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your favorite Vine in the comments, or maybe if you have a certain Vine that you think you can match with another book that you love that I haven't mentioned. Definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you soon with another video. Goodbye!